are live. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Football for Thought podcast. This is episode 20, brought to you by your host, NS Sports TV. And joined with me tonight are the best Twitter couple on the internet, Mr. Brad and Miss Chloe. How are you doing?
I'm buzzing.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. I think we had a nice win today, and obviously, like you said, the other half things really well. So yeah, good all round.
Yeah, allow that flashlight coming, by the way. I had to use some sort of thing to substitute a ring light.
No worries.
So I'm just using my camera's torch.
Cool.
So yeah, Brad, how are you with the win today? 4-1 or 5-1 was it against Southampton?
Yeah, it was 4-1 in the end. Seems to be the only opposition that Iosi Perez can show up and score against, but at least he scored some goals today. Comfortable win in the end. Nice to end the season, a little run, 4 unbeaten, 3 wins and a draw, which sounds good. So a good end to the season, probably helped repair what was a pretty average season in terms of the league. I mean, finishing 8th, good. It's a great way to end the season, all things considered. So I'm very happy with the win and happy with the 8th place in the end.
And Chloe, how does it feel finishing on a win?
It's just been the most incredible season, honestly. And when we were 1-0 down at half time, seeing that we were 13th in the table, I was not thinking that we were going to get back into that game. But Neil Mopo came on, absolutely changed the game. And we scored 3 goals, ended up winning 3-1. And we're 9th in the Premier League, and I'm just so proud of this club. I'm so elated, and I can't believe it. I can't believe that we're 9th in the Premier League, and it's just the most incredible feeling. And Brighton 25 years ago were on the brink of going out of League Two, and we stayed up by the skin of our teeth. And 25 years later, we're 9th in the Premier League. And it makes me so emotional how far we've come. There is not many more inspirational football stories in football than Brighton's, honestly. And I'm just so proud of this club, and I'm so happy to be 9th in the Premier League. And I love all the players, just love all the staff. It's been the best season, and I'm so happy.
You're muted, mate.
Yeah, most inspirational Premier League story is sitting right next to me, top right. I mean, winning the league.
Going 25 years ago, we were homeless. Our owner sold the ground out from under us, and we didn't have anywhere to play. We ground shared with Gillingham for 2 years, and then we were at an athletics stadium where I used to have my school.
Okay, that's something I didn't know. That's something I didn't know.
We really went out. On the last day, we drew with Hereford to stay up, and Hereford ended up going down. And I do believe that they don't exist anymore. So if we had gone down, Brighton we just wouldn't probably exist anymore. And to stay up that year, and then just the way we've moved forward, just Tony Bloom is amazing, Dick Knight, amazing. Just this club is everything to me, and just our history, I think, is very inspirational. I'd say in football, Leicester winning the Premier League, that was 1 in a million. That was amazing. But I think just how close we were to just not existing, and how far we've come now, and to be sort of an established Premier League side is just incredible. And I'm so happy, and I love Brighton.
I hear you. I hear you for the sunglasses, by the way. It's the torch that makes me want to blink so much, and this is the only way that I stop blinking. So, yeah, apologies for the sunglasses on stream. So, I'm going to get through some of the comments. Um, First, we have Mr. Trixt. How the devil are you? Shout out to Chris. Sorry I took his line. Big up, big up. Big up well, there are two other people you could have picked up, but all love, all love. Thanks. Big up Mo, big up Mo. How the devil are you? Coach's Corner asks everyone a question. Did Leicester win today? And big win for you. You were on this. You were on the watch along with me, Hanno. Big win for both teams. No quad, yay! But hey, what a trophy for Man United! What did you win? Sod all! Big up Ravi. Big up James. Big up, big up. Hey Luca, how's it going? Hi James again. Oh, he's saying hi, Box. He said so many repeats. Box. Chloe, Box has something to say to you.
Thanks for giving us. You're welcome.
Well done to Brighton on a tap and finish. Yeah, big up Brighton. Great day of football. Shame, even though we both lost. We both. Who's we? All our teams in the panel won today.
Sorry.
I think this is the first. Congratulations to Man City. Commiserations. Yeah, I feel sorry for Dan as well. Tough Morehouse TV. Nip and do the super. I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, Mr. Tricks. We conceded more goals than Burnley. 50. Wow, that is hilarious. And Man United didn't get relegated. LOL. So, overall, are you all happy with how the season went?
I mean, given everything that's gone on for us, yeah. I mean, obviously, going off what our expectations were as fans and as a club as a whole, our expectations would have been to try and maintain a European finish with European competition. But unfortunately, some really unavoidable things in terms of long-term injuries and, having to change formation and account for that. But, it was never going to be a season that ended in the success we were hoping for at August. But, like the club has to, as fans, you have to kind of reassess things come the midway point. And the midway point, we were just way too far off the mark. So to come 8th overall, I think, in the whole, the season's been a success, but it's obviously probably met with a little twinge of disappointment. We weren't able to put enough of a good run together to maybe have squeezed into Europe next season. But we'll see. We'll see whether it's just a one-off and we can get it back next season. But in terms of ending the season on a high, it's an overall success if you take everything into account. So that's it.
And Chloe, are you happy with how Brighton finished their season?
In our history, we've never finished higher in the top flight. So, and we're 9th, and it's just incredible. Honestly, Brighton are so well run. The signings that we made in the summer, Wepu and Cucurella, just have been amazing, been very influential for us both of them. And then recalling Caicedo, and he's just slotted into our midfield perfectly, and it's just been so good. I couldn't ask for more. Bit disappointed to finish below Leicester, but
Oh, there we go.
no, I can't even be a bit disappointed. I'm just buzzing that we're ninth in the Premier League. Honestly, I'm happy to pinch myself because it's just amazing. It's amazing.
And even though I don't hate them that much, but since it's happening all over Twitter, can we just take a moment and laugh at Liverpool for thinking they would go on a quadruple? But can we also take a moment and laugh at Man United for almost finishing in the Conference League?
I mean,
can we laugh at Crystal Palace for finishing below us for the first time in God knows how long? Finally finished above them.
I'm gonna bring the birthday boy on. I'm gonna see if he joins.
I find it hard to laugh at a club that won 2 trophies this season, regardless of what happened in the Champions League. I can't really laugh at a club for finishing, what was it in the end, 2 points off the title. But at one point they were still on for that quadruple. The football that went to pretty much the last minute, literally the last seconds of that roll out of quadruple. It is saying something, because all it would have taken would have been a Villa 96-minute equaliser, and they would have been the league. So I'm not going to say anything to the Bristol fans on the fact that they've left it the way they did. They pushed that league literally as far as it physically went. So yeah, it is what it is at the end of the day.
It is what it is.
But I think even Man U fans laugh at Man U right now. So it's supposed to laugh at them, and I'm not going to begrudge my woman laughing at the fact that her team's finished with Crystal Palace, because she deserves to enjoy the season. You really do, and I think fans need to enjoy these moments when they come across as well.
I want to laugh at United because we beat them 4-0, because that was very, very funny, and I'm still not over that one. That was a good one. So, ha 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 ha.
Just your energy levels are great. I love it.
I'm just so hyped. I'm just so happy at the moment. Like, you could not believe how elated I am. I'm just buzzing. Just can't believe that we're ninth in the Premier League. My little old Brighton.
Here's swag himself back with the shame.
Yeah, so sorry. It's the light. It's the light from my iPhone that makes it hard for me to. I haven't reflected on Chelsea yet. How do I feel about Chelsea today? Last minute winner by, of all people, Ross Barkley. Of all players to win us a game, it had to be a guy who I barely, I don't even rate him. So yeah, it was a meaningless win at the end of the day. But yeah, a win is a win. From an Everton point of view, I am delighted the season is over. I bet you are, James. Are you in under? Nah, this is all banter, man. Me and Sadiq are calm. Go subscribe to his channel, by the way, Worldwide Chels, if you haven't already. Leicester finished a year strong. Maddison, he should. But Gareth Southgate's an idiot, and he'll only pick his favourites.
Yeah, his name's unfortunately isn't Mason Mount, so he's not going to get selected, is he? We all know that's Gareth Southgate's love child. He's definitely getting in.
Speaking of England, the Nations League's coming up.
Deserve it. Not saying he's not earned it. I'm just saying, if you're going to pick one of them two, he's going to make it known. Managers have favourites. Every club has them. Even Potter and Brendan Rodgers will have a favourite in their club because it's not necessarily, you know, the most talented of them that they'll have a favourite for. It's someone that they see working hard day in day out on the training ground. It's just what it is. We all have one, don't we? I bet we all have a good name of our favourite player from our club, or at least one of them.
Neil Mopay.
Yeah,
I love
know that one, babe.
Mine is well, he's no longer going to be our player, Antonio Rudiger. I'm going to have to find a new favourite for our club.
Oh no! I see Chilwell got some minutes today.
Yippee!
I think he got the assist in the Barkley goal. If I'm right in thinking, or did he just celebrate with?
I don't know.
I saw them celebrate.
I think he just celebrated.
I don't know. I didn't know if he potentially got the assist for it, but I mean, mine's Jamie Vardy. I just watched him play. I mean, if you haven't, I can't wait. I've watched his goal back he scored today. It was a nice finish, and we're all good finishes there in that game. Wait, what?
Is he muted again?
I think he's muted again. Yeah.
Next season should be point deduction.
Yeah, I was meant to say, I am not doing the Stu celebration.
Part of the game,
not happening.
A bunch of idiots taking it too far and assaulting opposition, which is stupid. But pitch invasions have just been a thing for ages. I don't know why people are suddenly acting like idiots in them, but pitch invasions in themselves aren't bad. It's when people take it too far and decide to attack people.
Yeah, and sometimes, I mean, there's been two this season that have, luckily for the fans, didn't backfire on them. I think there was obviously Everton fans invading the pitch when the game was still going on. You know,
that is stupid.
Yeah,
I can understand after the final whistle, but during the game, what are you doing? Get back in your seat.
I mean, celebrate your moment, whether you think it's right or wrong or not. But you know, do it at full time when the game's over, because that gives an opposition 7 minutes or whatever extra time that's normally added on to correct it. I mean, there was like a League One or League Two game where they scored like 7 goals, which they needed to get up automatically, and they scored the 7th, and the fans invaded the pitch. Well, they're lucky they didn't concede because there was like 8 minutes stoppage time because of it. If you're going to do it and you can't resist the urge, at least wait for the game to. That's the only gripe I'd have with it. And obviously, don't attack someone.
We had a pitch invasion when we achieved promotion, and it was just amazing. It was just the best feeling to celebrate with the players. I don't know why
were you part of that pitch? Were you part of that pitch invasion?
When we got promoted, yeah, I went on the pitch. There's pictures of me. Everyone did. It was just, we were so happy that we were going to be a Premier League club, and it was more about celebrating with the players. We didn't care about Wigan players. Like, why would you? Like, because they're going to be in the Championship and we were going to be in the Premier League. Who cares? I don't get why you would go up to the opposition, but obviously there's been some twats recently, excuse my French, that have just, for whatever reason, decided that they're more interested in attacking the opposition than just celebrating it, because that's what it should be about. It's just about celebrating with your club that you've achieved something.
Yeah, just doesn't make any sense in the act. You're on there to celebrate. Like you said, it's been a part. Whether you like it or not, it's been a part of football for years. It's never ever going to stop clubs and fans from doing it, because they're going to do it, and especially if they do it in large numbers, because no matter how much you say you're going to reciprocate, you're going to reprimand them for it, you're not going to end up doing it to 30,000 or 40,000, or it's just, there's no, you know what I mean? It's not like it's something that gets stopped from happening.
Right, my whole opinion on this pitch invasion thing, I can't be the only one who thinks there's nothing wrong with a pitch invasion. Look, if Chelsea ever win the Premier League, you bet any money that I am going to be invading that pitch. But what you're not going to see me do is attack people like cowards. Okay? That's something that's unacceptable. Invade the pitch, celebrate with the players, but don't act like a coward. That's all I'm going to say. James also says Ten Hag has a huge hand on his jobs box. Massive. We could do it shifting out with 16 players. That's not going to happen in one transfer window. Same with my club. Yeah. God, I've gone through so many comments. Sorry, guys, if I'm not able to keep up with your comments. Nip on you. Thanks. Son. Oh, speaking of Son, congratulations on him getting the golden boot.
Oh, did he get it at the end? Well, wasn't it shared, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Is he frozen?
I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on.
Child club are with the death of me. But I'm it for the world. Congratulations, City, on winning the Premier League. Congratulations, Liverpool. But next time. Well, everyone, well done. Oh God. Are you okay, Brad?
Yeah,
Peanuts,
yeah.
Mr. Tricks.
You what?
Big up the panel. Big up the panel. Evening, Chelsea fan. We have 8 people tuning in. That is nice. Most I've had at one point. Charlie, well done on win. Well done. Thunderon says I'm on the restaurant Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, I am. Lukaku will have a good season next year. There's a better chance of me meeting the Queen. Who gets manager of the season?
Why is Potter not up?
I'm gonna ask everyone that question.
I'd like to say, why is Potter not up for manager of the season? Why is Vieira, Frank, and Howe all getting nominated above Potter? We finished above all those clubs.
I mean, it makes for a very good argument. How can you not put a manager in a contention when you're putting managers in there that have managed clubs that have finished below you in there? I mean, on expectation, Newcastle, look, you stayed up, you brought well, fair play. I'll give the credit that they brought well, but they still needed the investment because had they not got the investment,
90 million.
Yeah, they spent
They
80 million.
Cambridge United before they spent that 90 million.
Yeah, so they were going down, and so they spent big in January. Thomas Frank, they played exciting football, I guess, in periods, but they stayed up. But if he, like you said, if he's in the running, if managers are at the running, you've had a record achieving season. He deserves a lot more recognition than just like a pat on the back.
Eddie Howe, seriously?
So I'm going to ask.
He's been manager for half the season, apart from anything else.
So who do you think should be manager of the season? I'm asking both of you, and then I'll give my 2 cents.
Potter. He's not nominated, but Potter should be manager of the season.
Okay. And what about you, Brad?
Let's face it, it's going to go to Man City or Klopp, isn't it?
Not who it will go to. We all know who it will go to. Who should win it in your opinion?
I feel like there's a set of eyes on me saying there's only one answer here, but I'd say the right answer. I mean, there's some teams that when we're kind of sleeping on that have had really good seasons. Brighton, obviously, was wax lyrical about their season. You know, a lot of people would maybe throw David Moyes' name into that mix purely on the basis that, you know, after last season, everybody still thought, oh, well, they didn't really own Jesse Lingard. David Moyes is going to go back to a man that can only manage a top 14 side. And they've done well. They were desperately unlucky in their, you know, semi-final venture, like we were. Still had a successful season. You know, he's a manager that should be linked now. I think Brighton and West Ham have both had, for different levels of success, but a great season overall. And I'd say one of them two is probably in the contention. If you're talking not picking the obvious ones that are going to win it, and it is going to be either Jurgen Klopp because he's got a double / potential treble, or it's going to be Pep because they won the league. It's 90% how it goes. The odd time you might get someone outside it, does it? It's between Moyes and Potter, surely, if it's not, because
neither of them are up for it. Moyes or Potter, neither of them were nominated.
I don't understand how that's not, you know what I mean, with what they've gone through as a club and where they are. There was a lot of people as well, let's face it, there's a lot of people that probably put Brighton in 14th for the lows for the way they've been coming recently, and a lot of people probably thought West Ham were going to go back down there struggling again this season because of what they're usually like, or how Moyes has been over recent years. So to both do what they've done, you know, I think anywhere from if you finish in the top 10, you know, you're better than better than the other half of the league. So 9th and onwards deserve the recognition. You're better than more than half the league. Even if you only get 1% of the vote, you deserve to be talked about. Right? I mean, the only manager out there, ironically, I probably wouldn't say should be in the running for it is Tuchel and Rodgers, and that's only on the basis of Chelsea felt like they've just been a bit underwhelming this season, despite finishing third, and Leicester, despite having a good end to the season, didn't finish where they were expecting to be in a lot of people's eyes. So they're probably the only two in that top 9 that wouldn't be in the running, regardless, in my opinion. But maybe that's just me being too down on my own club and not trying to hype up an achievement too much. Because at the end of the day, we did want to get the Europe season.
Hashim says Chilwell is back. Yes, he is. Tricks. I'm not the only person in the panel. You can ask Brad and Chloe as well. So I'm going to change the question around. Who are your top 3 targets you want at each respective club next year? So, do you want to start, Brad?
Yeah, because I've kind of got one I could use. What? So who I want Leicester to sign 3 targets next season? I'd like us to sign Lukeman, and that's a bit of a pop out, but he's been on loan. I've liked him. 14 million surprise. I think that's an absolute steal to get for a guy who got 8 goals in a season, got a few assists. You know, I think he's done really well for a first season. Didn't play every week either. So, yeah, I'd like to make him a permanent Fox. Outside of that, I haven't really thought about it, to be honest with you. We know we're going to have to replace Yuri Tillemans. We know that. We've known that since the start of the season. So this isn't news. I can't really give a top 3 because everything's always so much hearsay and paper talk. The only one I'm assured of that I want to see at this club is Luke, because I've seen him play for Leicester and I've been impressed with him. Anyone else, you know, you could really link us to anybody if you really want to, if they've got a good enough price for him. So, you know, I don't really have anyone outside of Lukeman that I'm overly noticing that I think's a target we need and could get.
Chloe?
I think mostly what is important for us this transfer window is hanging on to as many of our players as possible. I think we will likely sell Basuma, which I think will be a loss, but I think we can cope with it. We've had Caicedo come in and he's just been phenomenal. And I think we've got enough depth in our midfield that whilst it would be a loss, we can manage to cope with it. There's rumours about City being interested in Cucurella, which would really disappoint me if he went after just a season at this club. So I hope we don't sell him. And we've got quite a lot of loan players coming back. We've got Van Heck, who's was Blackburn's player of the season. And he's a centre back that coming back to Brighton. We've got Matoma and Undav forwards for USG in Belgium coming back to our club. And I think we've got quite a strong group of players really there. I think Welbeck and Gross are both signing new contracts with the club, which is great to see. Welbeck apparently is playing pain-free for the first time in a long time, apparently, according to thanks to our medical staff. And he's been looking great recently, so hopefully he can hit the ground running next season and get quite a few goals. I'd still like to see us bring in another striker, but I'm not sure who. And yeah, we'll just see who goes as well, because obviously if we lose any players, we'll have to replace them. But I'm pretty happy with the squad we've got, and just bring in a couple others and we should be good. I would like a backup right wing back as well, actually, because we've only got Lamptey, and it would be nice to have someone else that could come in and fill that gap.
Nice. And before we continue, I'd like to welcome Vaughan to the stream. How are you doing? We can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Okay.
Now we can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah, now we can.
Sorry, boys. I don't know what was going on there. I must apologise. I've been at my end of season prize giving, so I'm a little bit drunk. But Chloe, first of all, I love your football team. Thank you so much for today. That was doing what United couldn't by sorting out West Ham.
Yeah, you're welcome. I love my football club too.
I do. I've always been a fan of Brighton. I've said it. Brad, you look magnificent in that shirt and all that hair. Wonderful. And as well, Nippon, very handsome. And delighted to be here as ever.
Nippon.
Thank you. Yeah, apologies for keep muting myself. It's because there's music in the background. So every time it plays while I'm not speaking, I could get copyright striked. So every time I'm not speaking, I mute myself.
It's good. How did you get on today then, Brad? I know how Brighton got on, but I've no idea how Leicester did. Did you win 2-1?
We steamrolled Southampton 4-1.
4-1?
Yeah, Madison, Vardy, and Iose Perez of all people managed to double. So
you had a great end to the season.
Yeah, 4 games undefeated, 3 wins, 1 draw. So nice way to end the season and finish 8th. So it's a little bit of a regain on what was a fairly indifferent season. So happy days.
I assume you're Brendan in, are you?
Yeah, I was merely under the case of he will have to change some things at certain part of the season, which he did to his credit, which was the idea of the formation change and our tempo. But I was never a Brendan out. I was merely a case of if things didn't change, then he would lose his job. But yeah, I've always been fairly happy with him. I mean, he played. According to Sky Sports, he played Kieran Dewsbury Hall, who's a midfielder at centre back today.
Oh, he's a good player.
Yeah, he's incredible.
He's a really good player.
Wait,
I've been very impressed.
Dewsbury Hall played at centre back.
Yeah. Mate, we've had Indeed play centre back. In fact, the last time we played a midfielder at centre back, we beat Liverpool at the King Power. So you're welcome, Man City fans, for that one.
Do you want to hear a crazy opinion, Nippon? I know you love crazy shit. In the same way that Trent Alexander-Arnold has reinvented right back in terms of it being like a sort of a creative force for a team, I think that in the next 2 to 3 years we're going to see an equivalent of that at centre back, because it's the place where you get the most time on the ball and the most amount of the pitch to see. You will see. Like, I'm hoping it's Timber if he comes to United, but you're going to see a centre back that is terrible at defending, but is brilliant at launching and progressing of attacks.
Ben White.
Wait. How can you be a defender if you're shit at defending?
Ben White's shit.
It's in your title.
Driving the ball forward. Well, he was at Brighton. I don't know how he's doing at Arsenal. But...
Apparently, I've missed out, and it was Ben White. Oh God, we gone full screen, Nipper.
It's in the title, defender. How can you be a defender if you can't defend?
Is this a semantic
Ask Harry
matter?
Maguire. Ask Harry Maguire.
Don't leave him out of this.
No, Harry Maguire knows how to not defend for 80 million, doesn't he, mate? Ask Harry Maguire.
Look, my captain, my forehead. Like, love him. Like, they'd never be able to stick him on Mount Rushmore because it's just not big enough. But like, right, Nippon, you're going on about nominative determinism, where someone can only be something based off what they are. And I'm so drunk I might talk about Plato. In fact, I'm not going to. But a defender, right, the best form of attack is defence. Or is it the other way around? The best form of defence is attack.
Yeah.
Yes, Chloe. Now, if you have someone who is able to keep the ball and launch attacks, you will score more goals than you will concede. And you can go back to people like Beckenbauer, Bobby Moore, even, like, there's two at Chelsea. There's David Luiz and Frank Leboeuf, who were not great defenders, but they played in good teams because their passing ability and their progression of the ball were key to how you sustained attacks. So that is how.
Let's be real. David Luiz was carried by better defenders around him.
Well, he was supported by better defenders.
That's what I meant.
Gary Cahill was carried by Terry.
John Terry.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's difficult, isn't it? Because when we talk about the greatest defenders in the Premier League,
Lewis Dunk.
Obviously, so, you know, Bruno Mars wrote a song about him. But the thing is, right, is that when you talk about greatest defenders in the league, the greatest league partnership by definition was Carvalho and Terry. Like, they conceded, was it 15 goals, 16 goals?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and no one has ever beaten that record.
Yeah, it's unlikely that it will be beaten, to be honest. But Terry was a progressive defender in that team. He's very underrated, John Terry, in how, like, when he wasn't getting in on Wayne Bridges' closest relations, he was able to spread the ball and he was able to bring the ball forward, the same way that Rio Ferdinand was. And that's what I mean about how I think defence might eventually turn into the first point of creating an attack.
Yeah. All I'm going to say is, how many Liverpool fans have you gone after today, Vaughan?
None. I don't associate with Liverpool fans.
I thought you were going to laugh at them.
No. Why? No. I don't laugh at Liverpool fans. I've just seen a comment that says Vaughan should replace Souness on Sky. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. But to be honest, Ravi, he's a very handsome man for his age.
He's in his 70s, isn't he, Graham Souness?
He's a shit pundit, though, isn't he? Sorry, language, but he's awful.
No. You're good, Chloe.
I quite like like what Graham Souness represents, though, like sort of old school fundamentals. And I think that's especially as a United fan this season. Hard work, looking after your teammates, all that kind of stuff. I think is really important. So I quite like Souness on Sky. And I think like one thing that's bare mad about Souness, and you might have seen this, Chloe, at Brighton, is he goes to the parade every year. Like he's on a float for gay pride. Graham Souness, you'd never have thought it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
No,
like yeah, he's very, very like sort of up to date with like sort of modern politics, and I really like that someone as sort of obtuse as him is able to sort of like change with the times. I think it's great. So let's not have any Graham Souness slander on this podcast, Nippon.
I still don't think he's a good pundit, but
yeah, he's a shit pundit.
He's been
Nice
he's
guy.
had a lot of people have called him a racist, though. He's said some very
For
weird
what?
shit.
About Pogba?
Yeah.
I think Pogba's lack of work rate and lack of determination transcends racism.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's nothing to do with the fact that he's black or has like African heritage. It's because he doesn't work and he doesn't commit. And whilst those might be like sort of prejudice held against like certain races and things, I don't think it's an unfair criticism.
Okay.
Cheers.
Fair enough.
My phone.
Souness is 69 years old. Nippon's favourite number for
Nice.
obvious. Sorry, I don't get that. My favourite
It's about
number
prime
is not
numbers,
69.
Nippon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. That's on a.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
So move on.
Just that.
You're too pure.
Just so you're aware, I'm trying to charge my phone, but it's not charging it at the moment. So if I just disappear, my phone's died. That's why I've been off camera trying to get some charge to it, but it's just not working.
Oh no.
You sound so elated by that.
Right. So,
Did you
Barkley
notice
used
the
to
lip
get.
biting? That's normally where someone wants to say something but doesn't. So go on, Chloe.
no.
You're doing it again.
I was just itching my leg.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Nippon. What has? I'm sorry, I'm hammered. What has been covered?
How everything so far concerning Chelsea, Leicester, and Brighton.
Okay.
How are you finding Man United so far? I mean, like, how did you envision this? Did you envision yourself finishing in sixth? Come on. Let's hear it from an honest United fan.
All right, Nippon. As you know, I'm an eternal optimist and somewhat deluded. I thought when we signed Varane, Sancho, and Ronaldo that we would be looking that we should be getting about 75 to 80 points for the season, which normally gets you about third. That didn't happen, and it's a shame because I know everyone's going to shout at me, but I like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's one of my like childhood heroes, and I thought that despite the fact that lots of tacticians on Twitter and people said that he wasn't very good, I thought he set the United team and that he had from the squad out in the best way possible to get results. He was helped with things like COVID, where there were sort of drinks breaks after every 15 or 20 minutes that allowed him to get sort of control of the team, and also that the players were not like, all they had to do was football. Like for 6 months, every United player lived like Roy Keane because they couldn't go out and stuff, and we performed really well. But for me, all right, I'll do that next, Box. I know you love this subject, but I'll do this next. But for me, I think that the appointment of Rangnick was borderline criminal. I do not like Ralph Rangnick. He is essentially a criminal. He's an avaricious, capricious dickhead. And I don't want him anywhere near my club with what he has done. There's been lots of reports in The Athletic about stuff that's gone on, and it's sickening. And I think that Nippon, we would have had a better chance at qualifying for Champions League if you had been in charge instead of Ralph Rangnick. And all right, I'll go on to Sasha Lenz. I hate Sasha Lenz. Sasha Lenz was appointed as a psychologist at Manchester United. I am legions more qualified than Sasha Lenz is. He got his degree in it's not even a degree in psychology. It's a degree in psychology and sports management from a dustbin at the University of Dresden. And I've been reading today, Box, about his policy at Manchester United, where he came in and said, I have an open door policy. Any player that wants to come and see me can come and see me. As someone that is, like, without blowing my own trumpet, I'm pretty good at psychology. And I have credentials to back it up, which I'm not going to get into. But that is one of the most idiotic things you say to your workforce. You can come and see me if you want. You have to, by definition, as being a psychologist, you have to establish motivation. He's an absolute fraud. So is Rangnick. Hang him. Over to you, Nippon.
I agree with the fact that No. I disagree with one of those things.
Okay.
But what I don't disagree with is that Ollie would have finished higher. I agree.
Yeah.
Ollie probably would have finished top 4.
Yeah, I mean, for me and for you, I think, Nippon, we were both laughed at when we said how we thought Tottenham were probably going to get the last Champions League spot. Like
everyone laughed at me.
Well, it was literally, like, I remember, Nippon, when you said it, you were banging on about these hills that you love to die on. And I said, I can't believe this, but I agree with Nippon. Like, Conte is the 3rd best manager in the league for me. Like, yeah. you'd go Pep, Klopp, Conte, Tuchel. Yeah. Like, although, to be fair, and it's not just because Chloe's here, I'm a massive fan of Potter. Like, I'm very, very impressed by how he understands, and yes, there you go. Look at that. No lip biting, just thumbs up. It's like a literal emoji. But I think that Conte with Kane and Son was always going to get 4th. Like I like Arteta. I think he's a good manager, but he's not on that level. You know, he's like Ollie. He's the kind of level below. Probably Brad with the same as Brendan. Even if Brendan's like trophies like are far more impressive than Ollie and Arteta's. But so yeah, I agree with you about Conte, Nippon, and I think that United, I don't know, I think now we should have went for him. I know it's a massive change in formation and culture, but I think we should have got it. I think we should have got it. Okay, but you're on Twitter. So, Brad, what did you think about Ollie? Was it right for him to be sacked?
I think it was easier to sack him than it would have been to have sacked a man of far more managerial experience. I think if Conte had United on that downward spiral, they would have allowed for more time. Look, the problem is as well is it's hard to get, you know, and people will come out and rightly so and say, oh, they're earning X amount a week. It's ludicrous. It shouldn't matter, you know, who's in charge for however long. They should be able to motivate themselves for a game. But players also want to play with an edge of purpose. And by that, what I mean is, you know that your manager's got the sack and the guy that's coming in to replace him, regardless of how good or well you do, isn't going to be your manager next season. I think there are some players that suffer from just not really bothering with him. There was a lot of tension in the media. There was a lot
sorry, Brad, can I clean something up for my own understanding there? You're saying two things. One is that the temporal nature of the manager like in the fact that he doesn't have a sort of a long-term contract affects motivation. And the second thing is that despite the wages that they're paid, they still need to be motivated by and supported by the staff around them. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying the wages are astronomical what they're paid, but at the same time, it's kind of like any job in a sense. It's not their fault they're being astronomically paid. It's what somebody who they pay money goes, my player will play football for you if you pay him this much a week. And someone went, yes, that sounds like a good deal, so we'll pay him that week. At the end of the day, it's kind of like you deciding to leave a job and knowing that the last 3 weeks, when you get to that point, or 3 months, or however it is, you go, you put all your effort into it, or you try and put your effort in, but you can't help but think of starting to prepare yourself for your next venture, your next job, you might be relocating, whatever. Your effort, no matter how much you insist is 100%, it's going to drop off. It's natural, it's a human thing. And what I'm saying is that manager is going to go, or that intern is going to go. You have a period where it just goes wrong for you. And I think they may have done better, and maybe not. They might have finished 6th under Ollie, but you don't know unless you let that play out. And I think if that's the Conte, they get more of a chance. And if they know who their manager's going to be for the next, at least a season or two, you'd assume.
So it's about security.
And it's
like job security.
It's job security. At the end of the day, there's probably a few of them players that are like, well, this guy doesn't decide my future. So, it's not right, and I'm not saying it's right what they do, but
it's human nature.
Yeah, it's human nature to have that level standard drop. And yes, some of their players haven't allowed that to happen. Ronaldo still had an incredible season, all things aside, as an individual. Let's face it, the guy scored 18 goals, been injured for a bit of it. He's done.
Lost his child as well.
Yeah. So, but unfortunately, there is players in there, and they're probably not of the quality that's needed for United, to be honest with you. But they're players that are kind of going, well, I'm not going to be. They probably don't think they're going to be here next season with the quality of managers that's now coming in. I mean, he's already cast out Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and that's about being officially, in charge of them. But Ralph Ragnick's still picking the sides. He's already voiced that he wants one of them gone.
So do you think Ten Hag is that a top quality manager?
No, I'm saying he's got more managerial experience than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and if it doesn't go so well,
he doesn't.
He will probably I think he gets afforded more time than Ole, because Ole still got them finishing second. Ole was still getting Champions League football. If Ten Hag does that, and then has a season where it slips up a bit, he will be afforded the rest of that season to sort it out. I'm not saying he's a world-class manager. He's just got more managerial experience. And because of a name, because of achieving a few things in the Dutch league, which is impressive. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not trying to discredit what
I am.
Well, that you're a United fan and you'll know it better than me. I'm not gonna, that's your opinion on that, and that's cool. I understand that it's your club. I expect you to know more about managers and that of your club, but I wouldn't say he's world class. I just think he's going to get given more time because he's a caliber.
Hang on a second, Brad. Nippon, I've seen Men in Black, right, where they try and sort of wipe your memory with the neuralizer. Can you not wave like a bright light on the screen?
Apologies for that. It's the only alternative. It's the only alternative I have to ring light.
It's otherwise, good. You look like you're in a lovely French cinema about to sit down and watch Amelie. That's all right. Nippon, what do you think about Ten Hag?
He's a good man. He's a good appointment for you guys. I'm not going to lie. But Ravi has asked me this question. Sorry, I couldn't get to it earlier. Ravi asked question. Do you think Chelsea need a new midfield? 100%. Kovacic is our only quality midfielder. Kante, he's going down in quality. And Jorginho, or as a lot of people would say, Jennifer, He's just too inconsistent. And Ravi also has a question for you, Chloe. And I think we've already answered this at the beginning. But thoughts on Brighton's season?
Amazing, so amazing. I'm so happy with how it's been. It's just been incredible, better than I could have imagined, and I can't wait for next season now.
Nice. So, are you gonna try targeting Europa League?
I mean, we can dream. I don't know. I don't know how we'll do next season. I think it depends on what we do this summer. But if we could start pushing upwards that top 10, that would
What do
be
you need,
amazing.
Chloe?
Huh?
What do you need? Like, what would push you up a couple of places?
For starters, we need to hang on to the players that we've got. And I think also we've got Undav coming, striker coming back from USG where he's at loan, and Mitoma as well from USG. So we've got a few attacking players coming back in it already. And I would like to see us sign another striker, just for competition more than anything. And also a right wing back as backup for Lamptey. I think we're pretty good with what we've got at the moment. We've got a good team, good group of players, and I think hanging on to them is the most important thing. Welbeck signed a new contract
He's a
for
great player.
next season. Apparently, he's playing pain-free for the first time in a very long time, since being at Brighton. So that's good to see. Credit to our medical staff, obviously, and hopefully he can stay fit for a bit longer, and
Yeah,
get
hang on
get
to
a few-
Kukureya. That man is
We've got
unbelievable.
he's got a 4-year contract, so unless the offer is unbelievable,
Hmm.
we won't sell him. I would rather us hang on to him because I think that would show a bit of ambition, and he has got a long contract, so we
What
don't
about
need to sell him.
what about Sanchez? If you had to lose one of that pair, who would you go for? Because I've talked about it a lot, but I want Sanchez.
Sanchez is a good keeper. He's a very good keeper.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure who we would replace him with if he was to go.
You can have De
I
Gea.
think. Thanks. Using either of them, that would be quite sad. I think Sanchez. I think both of them are very important to us. Both of them have probably played like the most games this season. And I love them both. I don't want to lose either of them.
He was incredible against United, Sanchez.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Like you were at that game, I imagine.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an amazing game. That ball that he kicked out to Cucurella for our third goal
It was
amazing.
beating the half-hearted United press with a ball like that. Yeah, stuff of dreams.
Yeah, it's just been an amazing season. Yeah, I'm so happy, but I don't want to lose any of our players.
You're gonna lose some. You have to.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean, Newcastle wanted to buy
we'll
your
sell
club,
Basuma.
basically.
Oh my
They've
God,
signed
I know.
half your middle management. I kind of suspect that if there weren't some sort of like political issues, they would have just preferred to have bought Brighton.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. But yeah, they have been linked with several of our players.
Luca, I've sent you the link if you want to join.
Burn and Dan.
I'm live, Luca. Sorry.
We go into them. So yeah.
Be good. And like, is it consolidation next season, or are you looking for a bit of a push on?
I would like a push on. I would like to push on for Europe. I mean, I can't even believe that I'm saying that.
Would you go?
As a Brighton fan, but
would you go to the games?
The European ones, I'd have to.
Yeah.
I couldn't not go. Like
they're amazing, bro.
That's just a dream.
Like, Brad, did you get to any European games this season, or when you were in the Champions League?
I was actually working for the club that season, so I've had the fortune of watching every game that we've been in. Well, I watched every Champions League game at home. I haven't been able to get to one since, because I moved away to where I live now, and obviously
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys, but I just saw this comment by Mr. B, and I don't know how true this is, but apparently Luka Modric is being linked to Brentford.
That's not true, Nippon. Yeah, that's not true. Modric isn't saying, do you know what, lads? I'm absolutely fed up of living in Madrid. I need to get to Hounslow.
Well, you have Sion Park. You have the Locks. Certainly beats the high line of Real Madrid. Sorry, the high line of living in the Super Capital.
What does it beat, Nippon? Are you telling me that the Locks beat the Phantom de Sibeyes?
I'm trolling. I'm trolling.
You're trolling yourself. But yeah, and also shout out to James Dunlop. I remember when I watched Everton versus Crystal Palace, that I saw all these little Evertonians running around with flares and things, and I was hoping that James was one of them. I'm so pleased that Everton have stayed up. Wonderful club, and James is a wonderful fan. It's always good to have people in YouTube that go to matches like Brad and Chloe. Not any disrespect to people who can't go to matches, but a little bit.
But have either of you three carried a flare?
Yes.
No. Someone lit a flare behind me once and I had a panic attack, so no.
What about you, Brad? Have you ever carried a flare?
No.
What? Come on. I wasn't at a football match, but I've run around with a flare.
But throwing them into crowds is not something you should do, though, in my opinion.
No, it's not. I did it during a little bit of looting when I lived in Chile after the death of Pinochet, and someone gave it to me, and I was like, "Let's go." I stole a bath mat, and then I felt a bit guilty and gave it back the next day. But it was a highly fun. It was great. Really enjoy it. If you ever get the opportunity to do a bit of looting, just enjoy it. Not Nippon's channel's views, my views. But yeah,
I'm never stealing. Okay.
I was just borrowing. It's like a library.
If you insist. Jeez. I am terrified of getting into any kind of trouble, at all.
Have you never seen trouble, Chloe?
What do you mean?
On your way to the ground and stuff, you've never turned the corner and found a bunch of bold middle-aged men who have arranged a fight on the internet.
Okay, Brad. Before you go, can you give us the score prediction for the Conference League final, the playoff final, and the Champions League final? Because I saw the private chat.
Champions League final. Liverpool 1, Real Benzema 3. What was the other games you want me to predict?
The Championship playoff final. Forest versus
Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest 0. Huddersfield 372.
Oh, come on. Put your tinted glasses aside for 1 second. Who do you think will win?
No, Nicholas, you've asked me to put my tinted glasses aside. I will do. Nottingham Forest 0. Huddersfield 326. How's that sound?
Nice.
I'll narrow down just a little bit.
I will join after finishing my podcast.
Rich, send me a message. I said I'd come and join you. Nippon knows.
Tell Richard that I myself will join after wrapping up at 11.
Richard, Nippon himself will join after wrapping up at 11. I think he got the message.
Yeah. So, okay, fine. You said 372, whatever.
What was the other score you wanted me to predict?
The Conference League final. Feyenoord Rotterdam versus Roma.
Oh, see, this is one of them where I actually came out in a bit of defence for Roma for how well they did in Jose Mourinho, and I have to admit, unless you're Nottingham Forest or probably any other Midlands club that's in the east side of things, but you're even less relevant than them. I want to lose if I'm going to lose a competition, I want the winners to go on and win it. So yeah, Liverpool won the Carabao Cup, but we got knocked out by them, so we lost to the final. The winners. So yeah, it's one of them, isn't it? Really. I've lost my train of thought.
Well, no worries. So
Honestly,
Chloe,
Roma 2-0.
2-0.
Jose.
Jose.
So 3-1 Real Madrid, 2-0 Roma, and whatever ridiculous score you gave to Huddersfield Town.
Yeah.
Chloe, what final predictions for the final 3 games of the season?
So what are the games? Refresh my memory.
Huddersfield Town versus Nottingham Forest.
Forest are going to win that 2-0. Sorry, I like Forest.
Were you just saying that to point?
We are having words. We're having words now.
My best mate is a Forest fan. I actually went to some games.
I've got a feeling I know who's going to win this argument.
Yeah, it's not me, mate. I'm not winning this argument. It's
exactly.
Not argument.
You're like, Forest are irrelevant. I don't care about them. And then I say I like Forest.
Oh, do more impressions of his hands. I like that. Have you got any Italian in you, Brad?
I don't know. Maybe I do, or maybe I don't. Sometimes Forest the shit, sometimes Forest the shit. There you go.
That's an impression of Portuguese, man.
Next game. Real Madrid
versus Liverpool.
Going to lose that 1-0. 1-0 to Real Madrid. And then what's the other one?
And Roma versus Feyenoord Rotterdam.
I want Feyenoord to win because Jahanbakhsh played for them, and I've still got a bit of a soft spot for him because he was such a sweetheart. He was shit, but he was a sweetheart. So I hope he wins that, and I hope they win.
Fair enough.
So I'm going to go 2-1.
Okay. Will you and Brad be back for the next one next week after the whole football season is finished?
Maybe. Depends what you're going to talk about. Yeah.
Okay, I'll send you to the link anyway.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I've got to go, so cheers.
See you soon, Brad. Would you like to shout out before you go?
If you like listening to Waffle Football, follow me on Full Time Focus, and if you like listening to me waffling more shit, then I've got a YouTube channel. It's called A Matter of Opinion. You can check that out. The link's in the bio of my YouTube handle. So just click on that. And just done a wrestling episode with a couple of football episodes. So yeah, if you're interested in it as well, contact me. That's where you'll find me. Full Time Focus.
Okay. And Chloe, where can people find you?
I'm British Tea Hater on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also on the Albion Obsessed podcast.
Right, see you all next week.
Au revoir.
See you. And then there were 2.
There's not. There's going to be 1 because, as I told you, I have to go on Rich's channel now.
Of course. Yeah.
I've agreed to do it. I'm very sorry.
Fair enough. I'm not going to hold you back. I might actually end the show myself soon if I don't get anyone else
but
to
let's
join.
Just still go on Rich's channel now. It'd be fun.
Yeah, you know what?
Yes.
I'll end it. I'll end it right now. Make it a
Let's
little
go,
short
lads.
one. Right, Richard. I shall see you in a bit. Sorry, guys, it's a bit of a short one today. You know what? I'll try and get this to 30 likes by 10:30. If I don't get 30 likes, I am going to end the stream and then join Richard's stream.
I'm afraid I have to go now, Nip, and thank you so much for having me on.
I'll see you in a bit then.
Looking forward to it, sir.
See you later.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for listening.
Good night. Good night. And then there was just me. So, chat, get involved. Who do you think will win the championship playoff, the Conference League, and the Champions League? Okay, no worries. See you later, Mr. B. I'm wrapping up at 10:30 myself. Okay, Forest to win, Roma to win, and Liverpool to win. Oh, so James, you think Liverpool are going to win? I have been to an away game once. Yes, it was at White Hart Lane when we played them in the Carabao Cup semi-final. Huddersfield, Roma, Liverpool. I'm a Chelsea member, but I can never. Yeah. Look, we go again next season. I'm going to try and get a lot of loyalty points next season. Right. I think they will. I'm not convinced with Real Madrid, to be honest. Yes, they've done well. Yeah, look, and I see where you're going, because Liverpool will have, after losing the title, they will be angry, so they'll be more motivated. So yeah, I do think, I'm going to give you my personal predictions now. I think Forest are going to win 2-1 after extra time. I think Feyenoord Rotterdam are going to win 1-0 after extra time. And I think Liverpool are going to win 3-2 after extra time. With the new owners, there could be... Maybe. Who knows? Do Chelsea stick or twist with Timo? No idea. Personally, I'd keep him. Maybe get rid. I don't know. We just have to see. Come on, we're on 22 likes. Come on, like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Anthony Herbert asks, Nippon, do you think Chelsea will be a top 4 team next season? If we get the investment, then yes. I mean, look, no one is catching Man City or Liverpool to the title, not as long as Klopp and Pep are around. So Chelsea are just going to be a cup team, and we're going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. Luca, if you're still there, you can join. We will have to get rid of our lone players like Gilmore, Drinkwater, Bakayoko, and maybe keep Batshuayi for squad depth. Do you think Ross Barkley will finally leave? Also, no, I do not want him back. No, I think he will leave if someone buys him, and we won't renew his contract. He'll be gone. Well, that's the only place I realistically see him going, if I'm honest. Everton. I don't see any other. He is a mid-table Premier League player. He is not good enough for the elite teams. Have I ever thought of working on Blues Fans TV? If Sammy wants to hire me, why not? Yeah. So, like next season, I think John Robbie. Yeah, he should. He always invites the big channel names. So yeah, John, Robbie, if you're listening to me, I'm more than happy to hop onto your channel, but obviously I don't think you will ever invite me on because obviously I'm not one of the big creators, quote unquote. But hey, we'll grow together as a community. Nip and Arsenal had a good win today. They're in Europa League now, but need to spend the top four. I need to get a good cup run too. Yeah, fair enough. Who do you support, Anthony? I'm about to watch Match of the Day soon. Okay, no worries, James. Please remember to share the stream on your way out. And yeah, enjoy the Match of the Day. Also, congratulations on survival. Arsenal. Oh, you're an Arsenal supporter. Anyway, with that, I am about to wrap up myself now. Hope you all enjoyed this episode 20 for the Football for Thought podcast. Shout out to Vaughan, Brad from Full Time Focus, and Chloe for hopping on. Go subscribe to their channels if you haven't already. And please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications if you haven't already. I shall be back tomorrow at around 11 p.m. for a call-in show. So yeah, stick around for that. Yeah, he only cares about profit. Yeah. So with that being said, please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications if you haven't already. Social media is in the description below. And with that being said, congratulations, Man City. Commiserations, Liverpool. You guys showed a lot of grit and determination till the very end. But yeah, just unlucky. And commiserations to Burnley, Watford, and Norwich City, who will now be playing the next season in the Championship. And shout out to Chelsea and Tottenham, who will be playing Champions League football alongside the two super teams in the Premier League, Man City and Liverpool. And also shout out to Arsenal, Man United, and West Ham, who will be playing in the Europa League and Conference League, respectively. And yeah, with that being said, social media is in the description below. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications if you haven't already. And I shall see you all in the next video. Laters. And I shall see you all in the next video. Peace.